If you're into diving, you have to check out one of the few places in the world to come face to face with the manta ray. These graceful and majestic birds of the sea are some of the largest animals in the ocean. John, why is this spot special and where are we?
Okay, well, where we are on the coastline, we're about 5 miles north of Kona Harbor, and very deep water, very close to shore here. Okay, you got a very nutrient-rich deep water upwelling. So it's just a nutrient-rich place, a plankton-rich place, and the mantis sea below. You can talk about this and you can tell people about it. You can even see a picture of it or watch a video of it. But until you're in the water with an animal that's 17 feet across, there's no other feeling like that.
Right now we're getting suited up and we're going to get ready to go out for our first dive and check out the species below. So during our dive at sunset, we saw a whole bunch of different fish and even a moray eel. I was checking out a school of colorful reef fish when this massive animal cruises overhead. It was our first spotting of a manta. As graceful and quiet as a stealth bomber, it slowly disappeared into the deep blue. After a stroll around the corals and checking out some reef fish, it was time to head up and check out an amazing Hawaiian sunset.
So, Angela, at this point, we're in between dives. We're waiting. We watch the sunset. We're eating a little food, and now we have to wait for it to get completely dark. And we'll wait for those lights that we put out there to get brighter, and the plankton has to accumulate. And of course, we want to have a nice hour, at least, surface interval, off-gassing wise.
As soon as the sun went down, the ocean became a pitch blue-black abyss. Not only were we excited, but the mantas were buzzing about in anticipation for our lights, like they were the movie stars and we were the searchlights of a Hollywood premiere. As filter feeders, it's the perfect symbiotic relationship. Mantas are attracted to light-seeking phytoplankton, divers bring the lights bring the plankton, and the plankton brings the mantas. They're already going around the boat. There's 4 of them that we've spotted. All I did was come out here to the back to go pee, and then they showed up, so. We set up what is called a campfire of lights, with snorkelers on the surface shining their lights down and the divers shining our lights up, and it creates this massive tower of light.
Basically, we're just creating this artificial light source that creates a plankton buffet, and they're coming in just going crazy, eating it up, enjoying it, and in so doing that, they kind of perform a little bit of a ballet and a dance.
They do these belly rolls using their cephalic fins to essentially channel water through their gills to eat. So let's go get suited up and get out there. As our underwater photographer Scott was waiting for me to jump in, the bright lights attached to his camera attracted some hungry mantas to the water's surface. So it didn't help my fear of jumping in with massive manta rays circling around our boat in this pitch blackness. Am I really gonna jump into a dark black ocean with massive animals swimming around in circles?
They have no teeth, no stingers, no barbs. They're just big.
Okay. As I'm sitting at the back of the boat, our captain John had to coax me to plunge in, and it was freaky. Manta rays are identifiable by the markings on their bellies, which are like a fingerprint, special and unique to each animal. The residents off the Kona coast all have their own personalities and names.
The easiest way to identify them is by physical feature. Chloe is missing her left cephalic fin. Was amputated off probably in fishing line accident, wrapped up and cut through. Doug was down there tonight as well. Doug is missing his tail. Lefty has a cephalic fin that's gimpy. It's there, but it's dangling, and it's limp, and it just drifts back and forth. So we have the photo ID books on board as well, so when we come back up, if we can't figure out which ones, we try and always get a photo of them.
So some of them have wingspans of 20 feet across, which is about 4 full lengths of me, weighing up to 3,000 pounds. So when they would swim overhead, sometimes the current would physically knock me over. And I held on so tightly to my little rock on the sea floor. My eyes were straight bugging, and my dive partner had to calm me down. And although the underwater cam didn't have audio, you could hear me for a split second screaming.
Not much is known about these animals, but like almost everything else in the ocean, mantas are under pressure from man. They have a low reproductive rate, and because they are heavily fished in Asian countries and Mexico for their tasty meat, sandpapery hide, and medicinal purposes, manta rays are on the IUCN Red List as a near-threatened species. As the mantas performed their underwater ballet, I sat back and enjoyed this once-in-a-lifetime experience.